Have you ever found yourself wondering why some women seem to hold an almost magnetic pull over men, while others struggle to feel truly valued? Why do some relationships thrive in mutual respect, while others are riddled with confusion and heartbreak? Here's the truth no one tells you. The power to command attention and inspire devotion doesn't lie in looks, luck, or chasing someone's approval. It lies in you. Yes, you. It's about mastering the art of quiet confidence, understanding human nature through the lens of dark Stoic psychology, and becoming the kind of woman who inspires men to not only notice her, but to chase her relentlessly. Relationships, at their core, are about value, how you see yourself and how others perceive you. Yet too often, we fall into patterns of over-explaining, over-giving, or worst of all, over-chasing. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But here's the secret. Chasing someone doesn't bring them closer. It pushes them away. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that the most powerful actions aren't loud or desperate. They're silent, intentional, and rooted in self-respect. This isn't manipulation, it's mastery. And once you master these principles, you won't just shift the dynamic, you'll transform it entirely. Imagine this. You meet a man and things seem promising, but suddenly his texts slow down, his attention wanes, and you're left feeling uncertain. What's your first instinct? Panic, right? Maybe you text more, offer more, or start convincing yourself that you need to work harder to keep his interest. Stop. Right. There. That path leads to frustration, not fulfillment. Instead, consider this. What if, instead of chasing him, you made him chase you? What if you could tap into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and the transformative power of dark Stoic psychology to embody the kind of quiet strength that commands respect and devotion? This is the path to reclaiming your power. Dark Stoic psychology is more than philosophy. It's a roadmap to understanding male psychology and harnessing it to your advantage. Men value what feels rare, what they can't easily grasp. When you stop chasing and start embodying self-worth, you create an aura of scarcity that draws them in like a moth to a flame. This is the art of strategic restraint. Like the unshakable calm of a storm on the horizon, your quiet confidence sends a message that says, I am worth pursuing, and I won't settle for anything less. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic, once said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In relationships, this truth is gold. Stop trying to control how he feels or what he does. Instead, focus on mastering your own reactions, emotions, and presence. This shift doesn't just elevate your relationships, it elevates you. And when you rise, everything around you rises too. So ask yourself, are you ready to unlock the power of dark Stoic psychology and become the kind of woman men can't ignore? If so, claim it now. Write, I am unstoppable in the comments to affirm your strength. And don't stop there. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and join the movement. Your transformation starts today, and trust me, this is just the beginning. Number 1, stop chasing him. Make him chase you instead. Why do we, as powerful women, sometimes find ourselves running after someone who seems to be slipping away? Why does the very act of chasing him only seem to make him retreat further? It's an exhausting cycle, one that leaves you questioning your worth, your time, and your energy. But here's a truth that will set you free. You're not meant to chase anyone. You're meant to inspire pursuit. You're the prize, not the seeker. And the key to flipping this dynamic is rooted in the transformative principles of dark Stoic psychology, a powerful blend of ancient wisdom and modern insights that will shift the game entirely in your favor. Imagine this. You're standing in a lush garden, holding a delicate butterfly in your hands. You grip it too tightly and it slips away, wings crushed. But if you simply open your palms, letting it sense your calm and stillness, it returns. drawn to the peacefulness of your presence. Men are no different. Chasing is like the tight grip. It sends a message of fear, desperation, and lack. It tells him you're afraid to lose him. But when you master the art of attraction through restraint, you radiate confidence, strength, and value, qualities that he won't be able to resist pursuing. Let's get real for a moment. What's your first instinct when he starts pulling away? Maybe you text him more, overthink every interaction, or try to fix what feels broken. Stop. Right now. The more you chase, the more he feels like you need him, and nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us the opposite. True power lies in detachment, in focusing on what you can control, your energy, your emotions, your actions, and letting go of what you can't. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you stop chasing, you're not giving up. You're stepping into your power. You're telling him, without saying a word, that you value yourself too much to beg for anyone's attention. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing is the moment he starts noticing. Why? Because scarcity creates value. When you make yourself less accessible, you give him the space to realize what he's missing, and that's when the tables turn. Now, you might be wondering, won't stepping back push him further away? The answer is simple. If a man's interest is genuine, he'll step up when he feels your absence. If he doesn't, he was never truly invested in the first place. And let's be clear, you don't want a man who only values you when you're chasing him. You deserve someone who values your presence without you having to fight for it. So how do you embody this shift? Start by focusing on yourself. Reclaim the energy you've been pouring into him and reinvest it in your passions, your growth, and your happiness. Let him see that your life is full, vibrant, and complete, with or without him. This isn't about playing games. It's about creating a life so magnetic that he can't help but want to be part of it. When you master this, you don't just change the relationship dynamic. You change how you see yourself. You stop waiting for him to value you and start valuing yourself in a way that demands respect and admiration. Let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you stopped chasing entirely? Imagine the peace, the power, the confidence you'd gain by letting go of the need to control and trusting that the right man will come to you. Not because you're chasing him, but because he can't resist you. This is the power of dark Stoic psychology. It's not just about making him chase you. It's about transforming yourself into someone worth chasing. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and self-worth so fully that you don't just attract him, you attract the life you deserve. If this resonates with you, take action now. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and write in the comments, "I will never chase again." This is your declaration, your moment to step into your power. And stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm sharing the ultimate strategy to make any man see your value without saying a word. You won't want to miss it. Number 2, you're not just another option. Know your worth and make him see it. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where it feels like you're giving your all, yet he treats you as if you're just one of many options? It's infuriating, isn't it? You pour your energy, time, and emotions into someone who doesn't seem to recognize your worth. Why does this happen? Why do men sometimes fail to value women who give so much of themselves? Here's the harsh truth. Men don't respect what's easy to take for granted. But here's the empowering reality. You are not just another option. The moment you truly understand your worth, you become the only option worth chasing. Let's get one thing clear. Your value is not something up for debate or negotiation. It isn't determined by his attention, his approval, or his affection. It is intrinsic, unshakable, and undeniable. Yet so many of us fall into the trap of measuring ourselves through the eyes of someone else. We chase validation, overcompensate, and allow fear to make us settle for less. But with the wisdom of dark Stoic psychology, you'll realize that your power doesn't lie in chasing his affection. It lies in commanding it by simply being who you are. Think of yourself as a rare diamond. Not everyone will recognize your brilliance, and some will even try to treat you like a common stone. But does that diminish your worth? Absolutely not. The value of a diamond isn't determined by who picks it up. It's inherent. The same goes for you. The moment you stop seeking his approval and start embodying your true value, the dynamic shifts. You go from being an option to being a priority. But how do you get there? How do you show him your worth without words? This is where dark Stoic psychology becomes your most powerful tool. By mastering self-control, emotional composure, and silent confidence, you radiate an energy that commands respect. Men are naturally drawn to women who seem unshaken by their games, women who can walk away without hesitation if the treatment they're receiving doesn't align with their standards. This isn't about playing hard to get, it's about genuinely knowing that you deserve more than breadcrumbs and acting accordingly. Picture this. You've been dating a man, and he's been inconsistent. One day showering you with attention, the next pulling away. Most women would panic, try harder, or question what they're doing wrong, but not you. Instead, you take a step back. You don't chase, you don't overcompensate, and you certainly don't beg for his time. Instead, you channel your energy into yourself, your passions, your growth, your happiness. You send a silent message that says, if you want me, you'll need to rise to meet me. That's dark Stoic psychology in action, an approach that flips the script entirely. Men value what feels scarce. When you stop trying to prove yourself, you create a space where he has to prove himself to you. This shift doesn't just change how he sees you, it changes how you see yourself. And that's the real power here. When you embrace your worth, you stop tolerating half-hearted efforts and start attracting men who are willing to step up and earn a place in your life. You might be wondering, what if he doesn't notice or care about this shift? What if I lose him? The answer is simple. If he doesn't see your value when you stand in your power, then he's not the man for you. Let him go, and trust that your worth will attract someone who recognizes it without question. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic, once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When you believe in your worth, the world will reflect it back to you. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop being treated as just another option? Are you ready to make him see that you are the prize, not the pursuer? It starts with you. Write this in the comments as your declaration. I am the only option. Let the world know that you're stepping into your power, and don't stop there. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for the next strategy that will elevate your confidence and relationships to an entirely new level. Remember, you are not just another option, you are the only option. Now go claim it. Number 3, forget his sweet words. Watch what he does instead. How many times have you found yourself swept off your feet by words that felt like poetry, only to be left disappointed when those promises faded into nothingness? It's a story as old as time. A man says all the right things, paints a picture of a perfect future, and leaves you believing he's different, only to watch his actions fall painfully short. Here's the truth. Words are cheap, and promises are fleeting. If his actions don't match his words, then his words mean absolutely nothing. But here's the powerful part. You have the ability to see through the facade, to break free from the illusions, and to take control of your emotional narrative. And it all starts with mastering dark Stoic psychology. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that real power lies in observation, not reaction. Instead of falling for a man's sweet words, train yourself to focus on the story his actions are telling you. Words are easy to manipulate. Actions are not. Imagine a man who promises you consistency, yet cancels plans at the last minute. He tells you how much he values you, but doesn't show up when you need him most. His behavior is his truth, and that truth speaks louder than any flowery words ever could. Think of it like this. Imagine you're being sold a beautiful, shiny car. The salesperson talks endlessly about its features, the smooth ride, and the prestige it will bring you. But the moment you take it for a test drive, the engine sputters, the brakes fail, and the illusion crumbles. Would you still buy that car just because the salesperson said it was amazing? Of course not. So why would you invest your time, energy, and emotions into a man whose actions don't match his claims? Now you might be thinking, but what if I confront him? Won't that make him realize what he's doing? The answer is simple. You shouldn't have to. A man who truly values you doesn't need to be told how to act. He shows you through his consistency, care, and effort. Confronting someone who doesn't walk their talk often leads to empty apologies and promises of change, but actions are the only evidence that matters. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." The same applies here. Don't waste your energy debating his intentions. Let his actions reveal them. The beauty of dark Stoic psychology is that it shifts the power back to you. Instead of getting caught up in the whirlwind of words, you become the calm observer. You stop reacting emotionally to every promise and start evaluating him based on what he does. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about protecting your worth. When you step into this mindset, you no longer need validation from his words because his actions, or lack thereof, tell you everything you need to know. Let's take this one step further. When you stop being blinded by sweet words and start valuing consistency and action, you become a woman who commands respect. Why? Because you're no longer an easy target for empty promises. You set a standard, one that says, if you can't back up your words with actions, you don't get my time. This level of self-respect is magnetic. Men notice it and they rise to meet it, or they fall away, revealing they were never worth your time to begin with. Here's the harsh truth. Some men will never follow through. They will continue to talk without walking, hoping you'll stay hooked on their words. But you're better than that. You are a woman who sees through the noise, who observes rather than reacts, and who values herself too much to settle for less than what she deserves. By mastering this principle, you flip the dynamic. Instead of wondering if you're enough for him, you make him wonder if he's enough for you. So let me leave you with this question. What would your life look like if you started judging a man not by his words, but by his actions? Imagine the strength, the clarity, and the confidence that would come from trusting yourself to see the truth. Imagine how many disappointments you'd avoid and how much time you'd save for men who truly deserve you. That's the power of dark Stoic psychology, and it's yours to claim. If this resonates with you, take action right now. Write in the comments, actions over words. Let it be your affirmation and your reminder, and don't stop there. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join a community of powerful women who are taking control of their relationships and their lives. Your journey to mastery is just beginning, and in the next strategy, we'll unlock even more ways to make him run after you. Stay tuned. You're unstoppable. Number 4, speak without words. Use silent signals to command his attention. Have you ever felt invisible to someone you care about? Like no matter what you say or how much effort you put in, he just doesn't seem to notice or value you the way you want. Let me ask you this. What if the problem isn't in what you're saying, but in how you're carrying yourself? What if the most powerful way to grab a man's attention isn't through words at all, but through the silent, undeniable energy you project? This is where the transformative power of dark Stoic psychology comes in. And once you master it, you'll never have to fight for his attention again. He'll be compelled to give it willingly. Here's the truth. Men are far more attuned to what you do than what you say. Your words may spark interest, but your silent actions and unspoken energy create the lasting impression. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly noticed someone? Not because they were loud or flashy, but because they carried themselves with an air of quiet confidence. That's the kind of magnetic energy you're going to cultivate, one that draws him in without you uttering a single word. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us the art of presence, how to project calm, control, and confidence that can't be ignored. Men are naturally wired to be intrigued by what they can't fully grasp, and when you master your nonverbal cues, you create an irresistible sense of intrigue. Imagine being like the moon on a still, dark night, silent, steady, and utterly captivating. She doesn't call out to the tides, they move for her because of her pull. But you might be wondering, how can I communicate without words? Won't he lose interest if I'm not engaging verbally? Here's the answer. Your silence isn't about being passive. It's about speaking through your energy, your posture, your gaze, and even your pauses. A simple, steady look into his eyes can say more than 1,000 words. A confident, graceful walk across the room speaks volumes about your self-assurance. And the way you calmly take your time before responding to a question sends the unmistakable message that you are in control, not just of the moment, but of yourself. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoics, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your thoughts about yourself, your worth, your strength, your confidence, are reflected in your every action, whether you realize it or not. Dark Stoic psychology helps you harness this by teaching you to focus on what you can control, your presence, your demeanor, your energy. When you radiate self-respect, it creates a ripple effect that changes the way he sees you. Let's look at a common scenario. You're with him and he's distracted, scrolling his phone or barely paying attention. Your first instinct might be to overcompensate. Talk more, lean in, try harder. Stop. Instead, lean back. Stay composed. Let your silence speak for you. Your restraint sends a message far more powerful than words. I'm worth your undivided attention, and I won't compete for it. Silence, when paired with composure, is a power move. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about embodying the kind of woman who doesn't need to beg for validation because she knows her worth. When you do this, you shift the dynamic. You become the storm he can't predict, the puzzle he wants to solve. And the more he has to work to figure you out, the more invested he becomes. Here's another key. Nonverbal communication isn't just about how you carry yourself. It's about what you withhold. Mystery is one of the most potent elements of attraction. Don't feel the need to overshare or explain yourself constantly. Give him just enough to stay intrigued and let the rest unfold naturally. When he realizes that access to your inner world is something he has to earn, he'll chase it. Think of this as the ultimate silent power play. You're not manipulating him. You're aligning with your own strength. You're not trying to control him. You're mastering yourself. And the beauty of Dark Stoic psychology is that it not only transforms the way men respond to you, but it also elevates how you see yourself. You start to realize that the most powerful voice you have is the one that doesn't need to shout to be heard. So are you ready to command his attention without saying a word? Write "My silence speaks louder" in the comments to claim your power. And if you're ready to take your confidence to the next level, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because in the next strategy, we'll unlock the secrets to mastering emotional detachment in relationships, the ultimate game changer. Your journey to unstoppable confidence starts now. Number 5, draw the line. Without explaining, set boundaries he'll never cross. Have you ever caught yourself in the exhausting cycle of explaining why you deserve to be treated with respect? Have you spent sleepless nights replaying conversations, justifying your boundaries to a man who still didn't value them? If so, let me tell you something that may be hard to hear, but will change your life. You don't need to explain your worth to anyone, least of all, a man who refuses to see it. True power lies not in words, but in actions. And when you set boundaries firmly without pleading or over-explaining, you become a woman he can't help but respect and chase. The problem many women face is rooted in a fear of being misunderstood or abandoned. You set a boundary, and when it's tested or ignored, you feel the urge to explain, to soften the edges, to make him see your point of view. But here's the harsh truth. Explaining boundaries often dilutes their power. It tells him that your limits are negotiable, that your worth is something to be debated. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that power doesn't need justification. True strength is silent, steady, and immovable, like a mountain standing tall against the wind. Imagine this. A man tests your boundary by speaking to you in a way that feels disrespectful. Most women instinctively jump into defense mode, saying things like, "I didn't like the way you said that because," or "I wish you wouldn't talk to me like that because it hurts my feelings." While your feelings are valid, this approach often sends the wrong message. It invites him to argue, to explain his side, to rationalize why he did what he did. Instead, picture this. The same situation happens, but instead of explaining, you calmly say, "I won't accept being spoken to that way," and then walk away. No debate, no drama, just quiet, unwavering confidence. That action alone speaks louder than any words ever could. This is the essence of setting boundaries he'll never cross. You enforce them through behavior, not explanation. Men are wired to respond to what they see and experience, not what they're told. When your actions demonstrate that you value yourself, you force him to either rise to meet your standards or fade into irrelevance. And let me ask you, why would you ever settle for a man who can't respect your worth? As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Setting boundaries is about controlling your response, not his behavior. You can't make him respect your limits, but you can show him the consequences of crossing them. This is where Dark Stoic psychology becomes your greatest ally. It teaches you to remain calm, composed, and unshakable, no matter how he reacts. When you operate from this place of inner strength, you shift the dynamic entirely. He's no longer in control. You are. One question you might be asking right now is, what if he doesn't respect my boundary and pulls away? Good. Let him. A man who doesn't value your limits isn't someone you want in your life. Boundaries aren't about keeping a man. They're about keeping your dignity intact. The right man will see your self-respect and be drawn to it. The wrong man will remove himself, and that's a blessing in disguise. Think of boundaries as the fence around a beautiful garden. You. That fence doesn't keep everyone out. It keeps the wrong people out while inviting the right ones to appreciate your worth. When you enforce your boundaries without words, you're saying, "I am my own protector. I value myself too much to let anyone take advantage of me." This silent declaration is far more powerful than any explanation could ever be. Let me challenge you today. Stop explaining your boundaries. Start living them. The next time someone crosses a line, resist the urge to justify yourself. Instead, calmly enforce your limit and watch how he responds. If he steps up, great. If he doesn't, even better, because you've just made space for someone who will. Write this in the comments. My boundaries are non-negotiable. Let this be your declaration of strength, your commitment to yourself. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more strategies rooted in the transformative power of Dark Stoic psychology. Your next step? Stay tuned, because in the next video we're diving deeper into how to make him crave your presence without uttering a single word. The power is yours. Claim it now. Number 6. Change isn't the enemy. Turn uncertainty into your power over him. Have you ever felt the sting of uncertainty in a relationship? Perhaps he seems distant, his attention waning like the final embers of a dying fire. You sense the shift and suddenly doubt creeps in. What did I do wrong? How can I fix this? These questions swirl in your mind, dragging you into a spiral of overthinking. Stop. Take a breath. The problem isn't change. The problem is how you've been taught to fear it. What if I told you that uncertainty, when approached with the right mindset, isn't your downfall, it's your secret weapon? With dark Stoic psychology, you can flip the script and turn relationship uncertainty into a powerful tool that makes him run after you. Let's get one thing straight. Change is inevitable. It's the natural rhythm of relationships, of life itself. Men are not static beings, and neither are you. But here's where your power lies. While you can't control the shifting tides, you can control your response. The untrained mind sees uncertainty and panics, grasping desperately for what feels like it's slipping away. But a woman armed with dark Stoic psychology? She doesn't panic. She embraces the chaos like a storm rolling across the horizon, knowing that within it lies her strength. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In relationships, this means understanding that you can't control his emotions or actions, but you can master your own. Imagine a chessboard. Most people play reactively, trying to counter the other person's moves. But the masters? They think several steps ahead. They understand that every moment of uncertainty is an opportunity to shift the dynamic in their favor. Consider this. When he pulls back, what's your first instinct? To chase? To seek validation? That's what most women do, and it's a trap. Chasing him only reinforces his sense of control. Instead, what if you pulled back too? Not out of spite, but out of confidence. What if your silence, your calm detachment, became the loudest message he's ever heard? This is the essence of dark Stoic psychology. It's not about playing games, it's about showing him, without a single word, that your value isn't tied to his attention. Think of a river. When faced with a boulder, it doesn't stop or fight. It flows around it, finding new paths, carving its own way. You are that river. When uncertainty arises, let it guide you, not drown you. Step back. Reinvest in yourself. Focus on your passions, your growth, your radiance. He'll feel the shift, the absence of your chasing energy, and it will ignite a curiosity he can't ignore. He'll wonder, what is she doing? Why isn't she fighting for me? That intrigue, that longing, it's the power of your restraint at work. Some of you might think, but what if stepping back pushes him away for good? Here's the truth. If he leaves because you stopped chasing, he was never truly yours to begin with. Real connection doesn't crumble under the weight of distance. It thrives because of respect. And nothing commands respect like a woman who values herself too much to beg for attention. Dark Stoic psychology teaches you to use uncertainty as a mirror. When he pulls back, it's a chance for you to reflect. Am I staying true to my values? Am I aligning with my worth? Instead of fearing the unknown, you embrace it, knowing that every shift in the relationship is a stepping stone to deeper understanding. Of him, yes, but more importantly, of yourself. When you approach relationships with this mindset, you become magnetic, irresistible. He won't just notice you, he'll chase you, compelled by the quiet strength you exude. Change isn't your enemy, it's your ally. Every time uncertainty arises, see it for what it is, a test of your resilience, your power, your ability to hold your ground. And when you pass that test, you don't just win him over, you win yourself. Because the strongest women aren't afraid of change, they thrive in it. Now, it's your turn to take action. Write, "I own the storm" in the comments to declare your power. Like this video, subscribe to this channel and prepare yourself for the next strategy that will elevate your relationships and your life. Remember, uncertainty isn't the end. It's the beginning of your transformation. Stay with us because the next step is where the magic truly happens. Number 7. Stop pleasing him. Say no and watch him respect you more. Why do we find it so hard to say no to a man? Is it fear of disappointing him, of being seen as difficult, or even the fear that he might walk away? It's a question so many women wrestle with, often leading to a cycle of over-pleasing and undervaluing themselves. Here's the truth you need to hear. Every time you say yes when your heart says no, you're not just betraying yourself. You're teaching him that your boundaries don't matter. And the harsh reality? If you don't respect yourself, he won't either. Saying no isn't just a refusal, it's a declaration of your worth. It's you standing tall and saying, I know who I am, and I refuse to shrink to fit anyone else's expectations. This isn't about being rude or confrontational. It's about embodying the principles of dark Stoic psychology, the art of commanding respect through quiet strength and calculated restraint. Men don't respect what comes too easily or what bends too quickly. They respect what stands firm, what challenges them, and what radiates self-assurance. Imagine a fortress, unbreakable, towering, and commanding awe from all who approach it. That fortress is you when you stand by your no. By contrast, think of a doormat, easily trampled, unnoticed, and forgotten. Every time you say yes to something that diminishes you, you're stepping closer to the ladder. But here's the beauty. You can change that narrative at any moment. The power to rewrite how you're perceived, and more importantly, how you perceive yourself, is in your hands. Let's consider this scenario. A man asks something of you that feels like a stretch. Your time, your energy, or even your dignity. You hesitate, feeling that inner tug of resistance, but fear grips you. You don't want to seem unreasonable or risk him pulling away, so you agree, but later, resentment builds. Sound familiar? Now imagine this instead. You take a deep breath, look him in the eye, and with calm confidence say, no, that doesn't work for me. No explanations, no apologies, just a firm, resolute boundary. In that moment, you're not just saying no to him, you're saying yes to yourself. That is the essence of dark Stoic psychology in action. Here's where male psychology comes into play. Men are naturally drawn to strength. They are wired to pursue, to work for what they value. When you overplease, you rob him of the opportunity to respect and chase you. Saying no creates a challenge, an air of intrigue. It's not about playing games. It's about showing him that your energy, time, and attention are privileges, not guarantees. This subtle but profound shift will not only make him reevaluate how he treats you, but it will also make him realize that you are not easily replaceable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This philosophy is at the heart of dark Stoic psychology. You cannot control his reaction to your no, but you can control your decision to say it. That's where your power lies. When you master this mindset, you stop being a woman who is afraid of his rejection and become a woman who understands that respect and love are earned, not begged for. At this point, you might wonder, won't saying no push him away? The answer is simple. If it does, let him go. A man who leaves because you enforce your boundaries is a man who was never meant to stay. But the right man, the one who sees your worth and respects your strength, will be drawn closer. He'll recognize that you're not just any woman. You're a woman who knows her value and won't settle for anything less. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to say no without fear? To trust that standing firm will bring the right people closer and filter out the ones who don't deserve you? That's the freedom waiting for you when you master dark Stoic psychology. If this resonates with you, take a moment to affirm your strength. Write, "My no is my power" in the comments to claim it for yourself. And don't stop there. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join the movement of women reclaiming their power. Trust me, the next strategy we'll share will take your confidence to an entirely new level. You're unstoppable. Start acting like it. Number 8, don't be fooled. Test his words against his actions. Have you ever been swept off your feet by his words, only to feel the crushing weight of disappointment when his actions didn't match? He told you everything you wanted to hear, promises of commitment, whispers of devotion. But when it came time to show up, he was nowhere to be found. Sound familiar? You're not alone. It's a tale as old as time. But here's the truth. Words are cheap. Actions? Actions are where the truth lives. And if you want to command respect and inspire devotion, it's time to stop being fooled by empty promises and start mastering the art of observation through dark Stoic psychology. Picture this. A man tells you he values you, that you're special, that he can't imagine life without you. But then he cancels plans repeatedly, barely makes an effort to connect, or fails to follow through on commitments. His words may sound like music, but his actions scream indifference. Here's the hard truth. A man's actions are the clearest reflection of his priorities. And if those actions don't align with his words, it's time to stop listening and start watching. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us to observe, not react. It's about stepping back from the noise of his sweet talk and letting his behavior speak for itself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Let his actions dye the picture of who he truly is. Resist the urge to rationalize or excuse inconsistency. Your job is not to fix or chase. Your job is to discern and act accordingly. Think of it this way. A lion doesn't need to roar to prove it's a lion. Its presence, strength, and actions speak for it. You too are that lioness. Your strength lies in your ability to remain composed, to observe without letting emotions cloud your judgment, and to act with precision. If his actions show neglect, lack of effort, or disrespect, you owe it to yourself to recognize the reality. If he truly values you, his actions will reflect it. If not, you're better off without the illusion. But what if he's just busy? What if he means well but struggles to show it? These are the questions that often hold us back from seeing the truth. While compassion is admirable, dark Stoic psychology reminds us that a man who truly values you will make time, show up, and act with intention. Intentions mean nothing without effort. Don't waste your energy decoding excuses. Focus instead on the evidence his actions provide. When you embrace this mindset, something extraordinary happens. You stop chasing clarity from him and start creating it for yourself. You no longer fall for flowery language or grand gestures that lack substance. Instead, you become the woman who demands consistency, respect, and effort, not through words, but through the way you carry yourself and the boundaries you enforce. A man who sees this in you will rise to meet your standards or fall away, leaving room for someone who will. It's time to reclaim your power. Stop being swayed by shallow words and fleeting promises. Trust your instincts, sharpen your observation skills, and remember that dark Stoic psychology is your greatest ally. This isn't about being cynical. It's about being smart. When you learn to test a man's words against his actions, you protect your heart and command the kind of respect that makes him chase you, not the other way around. So are you ready to take the first step toward transformation? Write in the comments, "I trust actions, not words," and let the world know you're done being fooled. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get ready for the next powerful strategy that will put you firmly in the driver's seat of your relationships. Your journey to becoming unstoppable starts now. Don't wait. Own it. Conclusion. Have you ever been caught in the whirlwind of his promises, only to be let down when his actions didn't measure up? Words are easy, but actions reveal the truth. Through dark Stoic psychology, you can master the art of discernment, cutting through the noise of empty assurances and focusing on what truly matters: consistency. A man who values you will show it, not just say it. Stop settling for less than you deserve and reclaim your power by observing his actions, not chasing his words. Remember, you are not here to beg for love. You are here to inspire devotion. If you're ready to rise into your true strength, like this video, share it with other women who need this reminder, and subscribe to our channel for more strategies that will empower you to command respect and elevate your relationships. Your transformation starts now. Don't wait.